Oh, good. There you go. Hey guys, how you guys doing today? So today I want to do a really good live stream so you guys can really get the concepts. I haven't done a live stream in a while, so today is a good day. I'll start to do a live stream. So what I'll do during the stream as well, I'll take some questions, because I know a lot of you guys got questions and about the creation process and how everything works. And again, if you find this channel, no such thing as coincidence. Coincidence doesn't happen when it comes to universal creation. It's the purpose driven you here for me to provide, to teach you, and help you with some understanding of how the universe creates and how we get what we get, etc., etc. All right. Now today, what I want to talk about is greetings. Hi, everybody. Depending on what part of the globe you're at. Good to see you guys here. So I've decided to do a live stream. I think I'm going to more often, maybe about at least twice a month, so I can get you guys. I know it's a lot of questions about how things work and how they create, and I want to definitely help you guys to pretty much understand it so that you can use what you already have. Greetings, hi from Australia. Basically use what you have, which is your mind, okay, and everything how it works. So that's what we want to do today. So today just going to basically speak about some of those concepts, and I want to talk about the law of attraction on a general term, okay? The things you must know when you begin to realize and open your mind so that you can create and attract, okay? We want to focus on today. So if you guys have any questions, jot them in the comments, and I'll definitely help to shed some light on your enlightenment and how you create. So the first thing we want to talk about as far as the law of attraction, guys, excuse me, hey from England. We got to remember now, the law of attraction, you do not want to get it saturated in your mind to think it is the force that creates. Okay, the law of attraction doesn't create. Okay, what it does, it facilitates. It is the force that's created to bring in what you've created through what is known as your consciousness or your mind, or your basically your entire mind, your subconscious mind, and predominantly, which leads to the other part of your mind we call higher intelligence, which is your higher self. All right. So the law of attraction, in simple scientific terms, without getting too deep or detail, it's basically gravity magnetized. Okay. All it is the force of gravity, which is a universal force that always comes in and binds everything together, right? Exactly. It's a universal law that things work, then the creation or the materialization will be able to come in a lot more easier. So that's the first tip. Regardless of whether I want it or not, okay? It doesn't care about who you are, your prestige, your status, none of that. It is just a universal active force. Okay, the law of attraction is bind, and everything that creates is bind by predominantly a few forces that's are what we would say permanent until God, the universe, decides to change them. And we have them as, I just want to focus on a couple of them. We'll talk about the electromagnetic spectrum force, okay? We have weak nuclear, strong nuclear force, gravity, okay, and of course the electromagnetic force again. So these are the forces that kind of glue things together. All right. So that's the first thing we want to understand when it comes to creating your reality. Okay. So now you have that concept. Okay. What does Mark just show me? Mark just taught me now that the law of attraction is not actually what creates. It's just the force that brings things to me. Okay. Facilitates. All right. Now let's talk about the creation or the materialization or the manifestation of your desires and dreams. All right. So what creates? What brings my reality? Well, the true form of creation actually occurs within a part of your brain, or what we call your subconscious mind. Okay? That's where you really create and attract your desires. Okay? The things that you see, the perceived things around your reality, the physical things that your mind sees, or the perceived physical things that your mind sees. This is the force. It's known as your subconscious mind. It's in charge of your habits. The thing about your subconscious mind is, here's a big tip. It doesn't know the difference between what is real or imagined. Tip number one. Here's another big tip. Your subconscious mind only knows you. Keep that in mind. Only knows you. So everything that you portray, you see, or you put forth to other individuals, your dislikes, your likes, okay? Your subconscious mind associates that with you. So keep that in mind. All right. So it doesn't know the difference between what is real or imagined. So good. Now, the languages of your subconscious mind. Let me talk about the languages. Languages basically mean how you can change it to imprint it to create your reality. Here's some powerful ones. Affirmations. Number one, use affirmations. That changes your subconscious blueprint. Hypnosis changes your subconscious blueprint. Okay? All these things can change your subconscious. And the biggest tip of all, so that you guys know that anyone can do this starting right now, is visualization. If you learn to visualize, okay, you will create, because here's what visualization does. It speaks directly to your subconscious. It's just like you say, hey subconscious, so this is what I want today. I want this career, I want that. Your subconscious says, okay, got you, I'll go create it. Okay? Because it doesn't know the difference between what is real or imagined. Okay, so that's what the concept you gotta understand. I want you to get that. All right. Next one. Hey, Mark, I'll have someone buy lottery tickets for you. No, I'll touch on the lottery in a little bit. I know a lot of you guys are involved in the lottery, and I want to touch on it so to help you to get more clarity on what lottery and anything is in the universe. Okay, let's go back to the mind now. So now we know our subconscious mind is the creator. Okay, but there's another part of your mind. It's known as the conscious mind, or we would call it the phantom mind, the ego mind. That mind is responsible for stopping you. It's the biggest factor along with your subconscious blocks. But once you remove your subconscious blocks, good. But what about your conscious blocks, the ego mind, the awareness of the ego? Okay, how do you get out of that mind? Because see, that mind cannot create anything. Gotta remember that. That's the thinker. So here's something I want you to do, and I want you to do this experiment right now. Here's what you do. I want you to stop, okay? And I want you to close your eyes, okay? And I want you to just let your mind go free. Just let it do what it do. Now, when you have your eyes closed, guys, here's what I want you to do. Step out of your mind now. Become the observer. I want you to just step back and watch your thoughts. Okay, you see those thoughts in your head? Okay, the question is now, who's who? Who's the thinker? Because you stepped out. Who's the observer? There's about two different entities you feel, right? There's somebody watching the thoughts. Okay? That's the big tip. The thinker is not you. That is the conditioned habitual mind that you develop, known as the logical thinking analytical mind. That part of your mind tricks you into believing that you're associated with it. So the biggest tip, if you want to divulge and get out of your ego mind, always become the observer of your thoughts. Step back and watch the thoughts with no judgment. Okay? Once you step back and watch your thoughts with no judgment, here's what happens now. You disassociate yourself with the conscious mind. If you disassociate yourself with the conscious mind, guess what happens, guys? Boom! You're free from the ego. Because the ego mind needs energy. And if you're not associated with it, those thoughts will start to flee. So huge secret, big tip. If you start to practice this and make it a routine every day, man, you're going to boom, 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 boom. You're going to gain control. You're going to get to the point where you're sitting back like you're at the movies and you're watching your own thoughts. And if you, okay, I don't like that thought. Okay, bye-bye. Boom, you laugh at it, it erases it, okay? The thoughts create the energy, okay? So these are the forces that you involved in creating and allowing, okay? Now, let's talk about how manifestation comes into your reality. The things you see, how they come into existence. You ever wonder that? You ever sit at home and you're visualizing, and I want this, and all of a sudden, boom, it comes in, right? The outside world, yes, we'll talk about the inner world too. I'm going to get into the inner world. You're right. The inner world creates the outer world. Without the inner world, this world can never exist. That's very important. Without the inner world, the outer world can never exist. So why does the outer world exist? It exists because of all of our unified consciousness. But the inner world is in your mind. Your thoughts first produces the outer results. All right? Now let's talk about manifestation. All right? So, Mark, when I visualize, then I boom, the next day it happens. How does that all happen? What's the detail? How does it work? Well, here's how it works. I'll give you an example, and it's from a physicist. I think his name is Neil Tyson. And I'll give you a perfect example. It's about our dimensions. Okay, so we live in a 4-dimensional universe that we can are aware of. Okay, up, down, left, right, time. Okay. In other words, you go somewhere, it has to be a place and a time. So we have 4 dimensions. Okay. So your brain and Mark's brain and all our brains are wired to receive a 4-dimensional space. But here's something else about our senses. They can be misleading, man. They aren't accurate. Your brain senses aren't accurate. It's not picking up 99% of what's really going on in reality. So this is why physicists and scientists, we create instruments that go beyond our senses. Microscope, okay? We have all these instruments. We have electroscopes. We have different measurements. We have mathematics, okay? Electron microscopes, detecting instruments, laser detecting instruments, because these go beyond our senses that we can peer into the other dimensions, okay? Because our limited mind cannot concept it. So let me break it down to you and give you the perfect analogy. Let's say now you have a round table. I'm taking an example from the physicist Neil Tyson. It will prove my point to you and show you how things come into your reality. Okay, here's how it works. So you have this round table. Okay, now let's say you stack your papers all on the table, bunch of tape. So now the table is filled up because now the table is a two-dimensional space. Okay, the round table, two-dimensional space. So the papers are all there. Now you have no more room for your paper. So you say, how can I get more? Now, so what you do, you pick up the paper. Now you put a paper stack. Now you create another dimension of length. Okay? So now you take the paper off the table and you stack and you stack and stack. See, now you're in another dimension. Okay, so now you took that two-dimensional table and you bring it up, so now you have more room. Now let's imagine there's an ant on the table. To the ant, his reality exists in a two-dimensional space because he's below the table and he can only see in two dimensions. So here's what the ant sees. When you pick up the paper to stack it in the third dimension, which is the file, the paper filer, put it up there, the ant literally, his brain literally sees the paper disappearing. It just poof out of his reality. Okay? Because you can access a third dimension, you can see paper doesn't disappear from you. You pick it up, you stack it, and you stack it. See, that's the limitation of the ant's mind. Now, our minds are limited when it comes to a higher level of consciousness, what we call the superconscious, the God, universe, angels, enlightened beings, okay? This is where manifestation comes, because now everything that you ever wanted or desired, it's already been created. It's created already, okay? Because everything can only happen now. So the reason why you cannot see it is because it's in another dimension. So when it pops into your dimension, it looks like, but it's always been there because your brain and my brain aren't tuned to higher dimensional alertness. See that? That's how it works. So that's how our minds are wired. So this is why, guys, you cannot trust your perceptual senses. Smell, taste, hear, touch. That's not even 2% of your real powers, man. Your real powers lie within the subconscious, that hidden dimension that you cannot see, that you can only access with your higher self. Okay, remember, the conscious mind is severely limited. Few processing thoughts. The subconscious is unlimited. Then we go into the higher mind. So that's a very, very important tip right there with the dimension. So when you see things pop in and say, whoa, it's always been there. It was just in another dimension being created that you and I have no access to because of our brain's limitation. So the point of that is to encourage you, to let you know that once you start to see something or you visualize it, and anything that you desire, it's already yours. And it goes back to the proof of how quantum physics works, which says that everything that we ever desire, it's already ours in the quantum energetic form. So there's that proof. It solidifies that theory right there, so that you have everything already, because you and I, your car, your money, your house, everything is comprised of the same particles. Okay, if you take an atom, you break the atom down, you get to what is known as quarks and muons. And these quarks are basically building blocks of energy, and they have intelligence. They actually are looking, or they're standing there and waiting for you to direct them. They're alert to your energetic particles. Okay, so this is a very, very, very important point. So how you create. So the whole point is this, guys. Remember, anything that you're desiring, you already have it. It's because of your conscious brain and the inability to recognize it. Okay, remember how the ego works. The ego is a mind that it will look outside, it will see the building, and it'll see your situation, and it says, oops, it's hard to change, this is tough, it's physical, it's real. That's how it works, because it has no awareness beyond its limitations. Now you get into your higher mind, and how you access your higher mind is by yourself in the present moment. If you can keep yourself in the present moment, you're actually connected with the higher mind, because the present moment is where all things can only be created. Okay? Can you talk about intuition and nudges? Yes, intuition and nudges are the signals that are produced from your higher mind. Okay, your higher mind sends these signals to your subconscious, then your subconscious reacts to you so that you can make an action, take a move, and do something. So all these things are in effect coming from your authentic self, the real you, your higher self. So anytime you have intuition or nudges, it's a reaction placed into your subconscious from your higher self. This is where you get that, oh, let me go make this, do this. Oh, let me go buy this. Okay, that's coming. And here's the thing, your higher mind is never wrong. Okay, your higher mind can never be wrong because it is in the source of what we call the unified field theory. The unified field theory is where all our collective conscious minds come together and we have access to everything that we need or desire to create. Remember, everything that you or I or any one of us desire is already created. Okay? We don't actually have to physically, what we call perceive, build it. All we have to do is put the intention, okay? And we visualize and we allow it to come in by what? Removing, disengaging that ego so it doesn't block. Okay, what else? Removing and disallowing our subconscious beliefs that we pick up when we were young. And now you can easily have them come in. And here's another key component, time. Time will hold you back because you believe in it, okay? All right, so let's talk about time because that's a big factor that stops a lot of us. So let's say you get through all the stages. Okay, Mark, I got it. I'm doing the visualizations. Okay, I'm putting myself in the present moment. Okay, I'm disengaging my ego. But here's one thing you forgot. It's called time. You have clock time, you have psychological time, okay? But the real time is the now time. Time to your ego mind, there are time. Your mind in both past and future, okay? But the present moment right now is what's known as the eternal time. And there's a big tip. Ding, 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 ding. How do you know it's the real time, Mark? Ding, ding, ding. Here's the big tip. Because your subconscious mind has no awareness of time. And that's the most powerful part of your consciousness. That's what creates all your reality. So think about that. If the part of my conscious that creates my reality doesn't accept time in the format that my conscious mind, then there's something's up here. Yeah, something's up. Your conscious mind is literally fooling you. Because if you're, let me use the lottery for example. I can tell you a lot of individuals experience this very thing. You know, if you desire to play the lottery, and I'm going to touch on the lottery too right now. Here's some tips about the lottery. Number one, you must eliminate, okay, the thinking of the lottery as this is going to anything. If you play in the lottery or casino, publishers clearinghouse, whatever, here's a big tip that's going to help you to materialize and manifest quicker. You must have the awareness and the realization that these, do not look at them as game of chances, game of odds, game of probabilities. Do not think about the other people that are playing them, or am I going to win because millions of other individuals are playing them. If you start to do this, then you will take yourself out of what we call the actualization of reality. Then you put yourself into the reality of probability and chance. You put yourself into the default state of reality, which things happen and you just look around and say, oh man, what's the chances of that? Okay, so the first tip is, if you're going to play the lottery, if you're going to play casinos, realize that it's not a game of chance. It's just one of the means that my mind can use to create. Now what you have done with this simple shift in your thoughts is now you've given your subconscious mind an objective, a blueprint. Because now the mind doesn't know the difference between real or imagination, so it's going to go out and create it for you. See that? So that's tip number one. Do not look at the lottery as a game of odds, chances, and probabilities. If you do that, you get out of your creative mind and you get into your ego conscious mind, the phantom mind. Then you start to do odds, and then you take your subconscious creative mind, higher self, out of the picture, because it says, okay, what do you want me to do? You just put yourself, you just said it's a game of odds or chance, so I'm just going to leave it up to you. I have no direction. You didn't tell me what to do. So now take your mind from that, give it a direction. Say, look, the lottery is one of the means. Okay, so look, guys, you know, when I manifested these lottery wins, the biggest tip that I can give you guys is this: always keep an open end to say, look, yes, this is the primary way that I would love to have my desires manifest, but I'm also aware and alerted that the universe can bring it to me in a better way. See that? That's the irony of all this. Once you do this, now you open the channels for the universe to bring it to you in any. And here's the good news: you usually will get it the way you started manifesting. But if you close off and say, man, lottery is the only way I could see me making some money or getting my desires, that's the wrong thing to do, because now you've cut yourself off. You create resistance. Okay, give a time frame to manifest others. Don't rush. Okay, I've gotten a lot of questions about this, and I'll touch on this. Mark, okay, so what about specific times? You know, I gotta manifest this in 2 months, or have this coming up in 3 months. this bill is due. What can I do? Because you just said my subconscious mind doesn't work. What you do? Here's the big tip to help you with that. So your subconscious mind knows to operate with time. Say, let's say you have a bill or something due in August 29th. Okay? Here's what you do. What you do, you bring August 29th into now. So what you say, it is now August 29th, and I'm happy that I've taken care of or so and such is paid. See that? You bring it into now. So he said, it is now August 29th, and such bill has been taken care of, and I'm so grateful and thankful. Boom. You just brought it now. That's how you manifest things with specific time frames. Because you take the phantom time or the illusionary time and you bring it into the now. Because when you say it is now August 29th, okay, logically your mind says August 4th. But your subconscious mind, remember, doesn't know the difference between real or imagined. So if you say it is now August 29th, subconscious mind believes it's happening now, and with the universal timing and everything, it will be taken care of in that aspect, right? See that? That's how you bring time. So here's the big tip. Whenever you're visualizing everything you're creating, you must put everything as happening now. So here's a confusion a lot of us get towards the now. Mark, what does it mean to act like it's in now? You don't have to physically jump up and go around. It's a mental aspect. It's basically mean that to take your mind and put it into this moment. Like this moment right now that I'm speaking to you guys is the only moment. This is what I mean being the now. I'm in the moment. I'm engaged in my senses. I'm monitoring my breathing, feeling it, reacting to the senses in my hand, reacting to speaking to you guys. See, I'm engaged in the moment, and then the next moment, and the next moment. Well, each time I do this, I'm in my creative mind. And if I'm in my creative mind, all the answers that I've been putting out, whatever it is that I've desired now. See, it's not going to come to Mark if Mark is in the future, or I'm in the past. I'm thinking about what I got to do in the next hour, because I'll miss it. This is the key. This is the trickery of your mind. You see, your mind is an instrument. The conscious mind is. It's just an instrument. And here's a big disappointment. You have allowed the instrument to use you instead of you using the instrument. Because what happens is the instrument merges with you to believe that it's part of you. See, that's why I told you that big tip. When you get out and observe your thought, you have disengaged from the interest. Sorry, you have disengaged. You have disengaged from the phantom mind. See that? You get out of that, you're no longer part of it. And now you expose it because you're looking and you're saying, wait a minute, how can I be observing my own mind and it's still thinking? Ah, see that? You're getting out and you look at your mind and you say, man, I never noticed my thoughts. I never noticed I was that bad thinking all these stuff. But who's the thinker and who's the observer? Where's the big thing? It's all part of you. But your instrumental mind, which is the ego mind, has basically tricked you to believe that you're part of it. See, and that's why you feel you have no control. But do this test right now. Here's another test. Go back, close your eyes again. Okay? Observe, become a watcher now. Get out of your mind. Step back. Observe your thoughts. Don't judge them, okay? Pick a thought that you don't want. Okay? Okay, I don't want that thought. Here's what I want you to do. Go back in to your conscious mind now and remove that thought. How you remove that thought? Just clearly state, look, just say this, just say these words. I'm only choosing to allow that make me feel good. Boom. You had control all along. See that? Okay, they have no idea what's going on. 90% of the world's population. The few 10% that have access to this information are the ones that are thriving, that are creating, because now they know how it works. And here's another tip. The things that you guys are learning through this channel, okay, through the website, encourage you, go to the website, www.markahoughton.com. I created free courses. I put all the things that I've done, I reinvested and I've created into the website, into the Facebook platform to teach the coaching programs. These things are designed for you, to help you, because once you take advantage of all these programs, guys, then you can create. Once you create, it creates for everybody, because it's known as the law of critical mass. I help you, the universe helps me, helps the other person, it comes back for all of us. So take advantage. The coaching program, the online version now is almost finished, about another week or two. It's going to be available on the website. You learn every single thing that I've taught in my personal coaching students and clients. Now it's going to be online, so it can be access to a lot of more to help you guys more, a lot mind work. Because here's the fact: your reality right now, the one that your instrumental mind is using you for, it doesn't show you that. Right now it's based on fear, lack, scarcity, and this is because of how we were programmed. Okay, so this is how it works, guys, and keep in mind, guys. Look, there's another big tip I want to get you on. I want you to look outside right now. Look at your table, look at your desk, and I want you to touch it. Go ahead, touch it with your fingers. Okay, hold something real. Go ahead, touch it. Okay, good. You're touching it. Now let's back up. Remember what I said about your senses, how they can be deceiving. Your senses that your brain just perceived. When you touch something, you smell something, you taste something, and you felt it. Okay, this is pretty much what you see in your reality. This is the tip of the iceberg, man. That's your limited phantom mind's perception of what it is. But the real truth, okay? Science, okay? Science, we deal with facts. This is not opinions. So the real truth is this: you are never ever touching anything. It's your brain's perception. The electrons that are in your fingers and the electrons in the table, they have propulsion of negative attraction. Just like two big magnets, you put them together, they repel each other. This is all that's going on, and this is part of the electromagnetic spectrum force. See that? Touch it again. You touch it, your brain says, oh, it's touching. You're not touching that, man. The electrons in your finger, electrons in the table are bouncing off each other. They're producing this gap like this, like a levitational gap. There it is. Now, let's say God decides to say, hey, I'm going to turn off the force. Guess what happens? Boom. Yes, you literally go through the table. Is Mark crazy? No. This is proven in science, guys. See, your logical mind cannot accept this because it's so limited. But I'm just here to show you that everything you're seeing is just perceptions, man. That it can change just like this. It's not real. It's not fit. We've proven what we call the material universe many, many years ago. You're not going to see that on CNN. You're not going to see that on whatever news channel. You're not going to see that breaking news. Okay? But it's been disproven. Okay? So it shows you guys how much more powerful you are. Okay? You are so powerful, you have no idea. Because your mind governs the quantum realm, which all things must come from. It's just like I always use in some of my videos. When you're baking a cake, you see the cake there and you take part of the cake has to be created from some ingredients. Without those ingredients, you can't have a cake. If you don't have salt, sugar, flour, you can't have a cake. Same thing with reality. If you don't have quantum particles, electrons, protons, quarks, muons, Higgs boson particles, you can't have none of this stuff. And these are what creates everything. And they are real because we prove it. This is why we created instruments that go beyond our mind, because we know that our brain fools us. This is why science does this. We say, okay, since we can't pick this up, let's create instruments. That's why we create mathematics, because we can have calculations and we add them up every time we do the calculations. They always come out right. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now, let's touch on these numbers you're seeing. Because now, once you start watching my channel, guys, you're going to bring an awakening now. Because now your mind is alert. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to start to witness synchronicities. Numbers that they've always been there. It's because your mind isn't tuned in. Remember what I talk about? Your perception of your mind? It will focus on something. That means remember I said your limited senses are only the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole universe going on. Now you just tapped into it. So once you start to experience synchronicities, the numbers, okay? Now you're on your way, because now you're connected with your higher mind and your angels. And these numbers, they are there to guide you and help you, okay? They're there for a purpose for you. And if you see these numbers repetitively, no coincidence, my friend. It's a sign that, hey, go here. It's the roadmap to your desire. Synchronicities are roadmaps to manifesting your desires, because when you see them, give thanks, look up, be happy, because you're on the right path. 1111-7788. And if you go to the website or on Facebook, the Facebook group is growing so big. That's beautiful. It's formed its own thing going now, which is excellent. You can find these answers to the meaning of your numbers, all right? So keep that in mind. Now, I want to touch on another big tip that I think I may have given in a few videos, but I want to reiterate it in this video. And this, out of everything that I'm teaching you guys, this is the one of the most powerful tips that's going to increase your manifestation. And this goes against what you've been taught. So let's talk about the big tip. It's called gratitude. You, my friend, have been taught to give gratitude for everything. It's good. That's correct. But here's what I'm going to teach you, and here's what's going to change it. Here's the game changer for you. Here's what's going to increase you now. Let's go back to first. Let me give you a concept so you can see how things work. Remember now, we exist in vibrational patterns. Okay? Move your vibration to this level, you'll attract that. Move your vibration to that level, you attract that. So think about that. We exist in vibrational energy levels. Okay? So that's good. Now here's the big tip. All right. The big tip is this. You've been taught to give gratitude for what you have. Thank you for my beautiful, what is it, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom house. Thank you for my car. Thank you for making X amount of this job. Thank you for all this. That's good. But here's what I want you to do now. It's going to show you how it works. It's going to increase your manifestation tenfold. Okay? This is what I use, and I help some in my personal coaching. I'm going to reveal it so to help you guys as well. Here's how it works. I'm giving gratitude, okay, for what you have right now. Why don't you start to give gratitude for what you've been visualizing as if it's right now? Here's the secret. Here's how it works. Here's the practicality of this. It goes with your subconscious mind. So instead, let's say you've been desiring and manifesting 3-bedroom, 5-bedroom, a more job that pays you more money, and all this. Instead of giving gratitude for what you have, because if you give gratitude for what you have, guys, okay, here's what's going to happen. You're going to be stuck in that same vibrational pattern because the universe doesn't judge. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. It's just going to give you more of what you've been having. So thank you for this 1-bedroom apartment. Okay, more of that. Thank you for making X amount of money. More of that. Okay. Now, why don't you reach up for what you really want? Because your mind doesn't know the difference. So if I'm living in, say, 1-bedroom apartment, you want a 5-bedroom house, get up every day and say, thank you for now allowing me to experience my new 5-bedroom home. Boom. Ding, 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 ding. Here's the tip. Your subconscious mind looks now and says, oh, okay, what's going to happen? You're going to move up to that vibrational frequency to match the home, and you're going to get it. Instead of saying, thank you for the 1-bedroom, thank you for making $40,000 a year, now you say, thank you for not allowing me now to experience making $80,000 a year. Thank you for now allowing me to experience this. Okay, because your mind doesn't know the difference. That's the tip right there, guys. Don't know the difference. So if you're giving gratitude for what you have now, you're going to get more of that. But if you give gratitude for what you expect to have as now, that's what's going to come into you. The reason why you don't recognize this is because of the phantom mind again, the ego mind. Okay? What it does, it tells you and says, what are you doing? You don't have that. You don't have that 5-bedroom house. You live in a 1-2-bedroom house. You don't drive that car. You got that car. See? And then you lower your vibration to stay there, and you give gratitude again. But what happens is the universe works on certain principles that stays the same. If you give gratitude for what you have now, that's what you're going to get more of. But if you start to give gratitude for what you've been expecting as if it's now, you're not lying to yourself. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality, real or imagined. It's going on your vibrational pick, and it's going to bring it to you. It must work. This is the law. It must happen. Because your mind picks up on the energy of the vibration. That's all it looks for. All you have to do is get that guy, the ego, send him to the side, and he is gone. Okay? Okay, should we be specific? Yes, guys. When it comes to lottery, okay, you must be specific. You know, a lot of you guys say, yeah, I want to win the lottery. First of all, before we go in there, let me talk about the lottery. Look, the lottery is just one of the means that you can manifest money. It's a fun game. It's fun, okay? It's a fun form. It's going to say game, but it's a fun form to create your reality. So keep it in that context. Not divulge in the lottery as the only means. If you use the lottery as one of the means, but you have the door open, you're going to win. You're going to win a lot of money. You're going to manifest a whole bunch of money in the lottery because now you have open on all channels, okay? So when it comes to lottery, don't just say, yeah, I'm going to win the lottery. Because now, remember, your subconscious doesn't know the difference. So a free ticket is a lottery win. $2 is a lottery win. $8 is a lottery win to your mind. So you increase the amount by a specific amount. That's a blueprint. Now, if you are constantly winning $5, $6, $8, $10, and you start to say, man, how am I winning these little bit of money? Nothing is wrong with that. That's fine. You're on course. The system is working. Okay? Just keep it going. Keep persistent, and then it will happen for you. But do not allow your mind to come in. Man, it's only $8. It's only $10. It's only 15 bucks. Okay? What do you do now? You've lowered the vibration. Because to your mind, let's go again. All money is the form of energy. It doesn't matter. One penny is $1,000,000 to your subconscious mind. This is what I want you guys to get. I'm spending time on this. Do not mistake the small wins, okay, as meaningless. Your mind doesn't operate like that. Your brain works in this way. When you persist, when you repeat, it will manifest for you. The $8 will become the 800,000, whatever it is. But you must keep it in that frame. You must keep the vibration on that pattern. Do not get discouraged and say, man, it's only $10, it's only a penny. Do not do that, because now you allow the phantom mind to come in with logic, with rationalization, and you're out of your creative mind. Because according to the creative mind, it doesn't discriminate and it doesn't judge. Okay, $1 and $1,000,000. If you win $1 in the lottery, and you go tomorrow and win 1,000,000 in the lottery, your subconscious mind does not budge. It doesn't look around and says, "Oh, you got $1,000,000." It's the same. It just depends on your concentration and your ability to believe with certainty. And this leads me to the next point that I'm going to help you with. That's going to help you to manifest even more. If you add belief and certainty to the formula, you will never fail. Let me repeat that again. If you add belief and certainty to the formula, you can never fail. Okay? Why is that? Because once you believe something, your mind accepts it. Once you have certainty, it's a knowing. And now, to build certainty is look at the science aspect. Look at the quantum physical realm. Look at how rings come into reality. Look at how your mind encapsulates and creates. This creates certainty for you, because now, here's the truth, guys. You are your own actor, producer, and director. Everything you see around you is a reflection brought on from you. So you are in always total control. And I proved this to you, right? Let's go back how I proved it to you. I showed you that if you step out of your own mind and become thoughts, you'll notice there's two levels of consciousness. And if you go back into your mind and you change your thought, now that, whoa, Mark just taught me I am in control. So the certainty comes from that. If you can add certainty and eliminate time, which doesn't exist, you become unstoppable. What's the old phrase? Game over. That's it. All right? So these are some huge tips that I want to leave you guys with today, and you can use them. So remember, you are the creator. You add certainty, belief. Okay? And now you will create, and your life will change. So everything you've been learning, if you see other things, now you are learning the truth. Because what I do here, I show it to you from a scientific aspect. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. The scientific proof is there. Your conscious mind or ego mind will tell you, no, it's not real. But look at the proof and you will see it. That's the beauty of science, that we can show things in calculated forms that will disengage that conscious ego mind, okay? So you can get that mind out the picture, then it becomes more easier, and you create allowance. Now you can manifest, all right? And so continue that path, okay? What does it mean when I hear high-pitching noises all over when I meditate? Yes, get that a lot, guys. Look, when you're meditating, if you hear high-pitching voice, it's basically known as a download. That's your higher mind presenting information, the universe sending information to your consciousness. And what you're hearing is the residual pitch. Okay, that's the energy of download. Okay, that's what's happening when you meditate. That's a good sign. That means you're really full. Remember, when you meditate, all thoughts must cease. That brain must be quiet. That mind must be still. Okay. All right. So keep that in mind. And now you guys have a concept now. See, now you have the law of attraction, the things you must know, right? Now you know the law of attraction. And once you take this information here and you use it, now you can come. When a random bad thought comes in, how do you address it? Here's how you address the random bad thought. You are the controller now. You observe the thought. If it's something you don't want, you observe that thought, and then you use your outer voice and you say, "Thank you, but I'm only allowing thoughts that make me feel good to enter my mind." Immediately that thought will disengage. Then what you do, you put your mind back and you focus on something that makes you feel good. If you get vertigo while meditating, that happens. It's not a big thing. It's just your mind fluctuating. Crystals do have energy, because crystals are made from very concentrated amounts of these quantum particles, and they're building blocks. So they do condition, and they do contain energy, and they're very powerful when you use this to create. Okay. Yes, quartz crystal is excellent. If you're going to get involved with crystal, guys, start first with, I recommend for beginners you use amethyst. Then as you advance, then you can go up into the higher levels of these crystals, because they have more power, such as moldavite. And to test the crystals with your connection, just see how you react to the crystals. If you feel dizzy, or you start to feel a little bit nauseous, then you aren't ready yet to be aligned with the crystals. Okay, you want to give it some time, and then once you get it, then the crystal will bond to you. Do you follow numerology? Yes, numerology is a science. Basically, it's the same science that's tied up. It's very accurate because it uses the mathematics. So yes, numerology. Do you use incense sticks for money? No, I don't. Right. Yes, you can use incense sticks. It creates more energy. But the point I want to teach you guys is that you have ultimate control based on your mind. So whatever you visualize, whatever you see, it must come into your reality. So if you don't have to use incense for money, you just see it the way I'm teaching you guys, and you disengage that ego mind, it's going to come into you. And again, for beginners, if you just find this channel, go to the website, www.markahoughton.com. Register on a course. They're free. It's like going through courses. Get your mind ready, okay? And then you'll start to create, because what they. All right, guys. So, guys, remember, look, it's my purpose here. This is, we all have. This is why Mark is here. Mark is here with the wisdom, the knowledge to take. All right, guys. So, guys, remember, look, it's my purpose here. This is, we all have you. This is what I'm here. This is my purpose, to help you to see the real things, and then you can create. I'm brought into this world to change the consciousness so that I can help millions, thousands. Okay, that's my gift. This is why I'm good at what I do, because it's my gift to help you. Okay. The website is www.markahoughton.com. Okay, and you guys can use what you learn, and you can create. And you don't have to, you can see all the other avenues, but now this is the truth. This is how it works, because you use the science to back it up, and you can prove it. Once you have that proof, it solidifies that phantom mind, that logical mind, and then you can take yourself up, and you can start to create your reality. All right. So the information is given. I give a lot of information away freely. I do. The reason I give a lot of information freely is because of how universal principles work. Okay. The more you give and the energy you put out, it comes back to you in critical mass. A lot of individuals don't realize that. They'll hold on to information. They feel like they're going to lose it, or they're going to lose something. You can never lose anything, because it's already yours. It will just come back to you in a different form. And you can never lose things, guys. It comes back to you, okay? How do I clear my head from anxiety? If you're experiencing anxiety, okay, here's a big tip to help you to center your feelings. Okay? Always monitor your feelings. Say to yourself, what am I feeling now? How am I feeling now? Okay? Monitor them. If you feel fear, doubt, anxiety, impatience, you're in your phantom mind. You're in the ego mind. Okay? Now, if you feel peace, clarity, certainty, knowing, optimism, okay, centered, you're in your higher mind. Also you're in the present moment. The reason you have these feelings, guys, fear, sadness, depression, is because you're out of the moment. If you're in the moment, these feelings can never come in, because when you're in the moment, anxiety, it's clear indication that you're being controlled or run by that instrument mind, the ego mind, because it's telling you this, it's telling you that, you can't do this, how are you going to do that? It's usually tied to some sort of fear. Okay, so to remove that, stop, look around, and see what's going on, and then say to yourself, is this happening to me now, at this moment? Not 10 minutes from now, right now. And you'll find out, whoa, this is not happening, I'm fine. See that? You remove yourself from the phantom mind. This is how you overcome depression, anxiety, fear, all these things, by being in the moment. If I can tell you one big tip, if you want to live a purposeful, happy, meaningful, creative life, to get more what you desire. Keep yourself in the present moment. If you can do that, you'll manifest millions, whatever you want. If it's a lottery, casinos, a wife, a husband, financial businesses, anything, you will get it in the now. Why? Because when you're in the now, you are connected to higher intelligence. Your subconscious mind is there. Your higher self is ready to funnel the information to you now in the form of intuition, in the form of inspired action, in the form of creative ideas, in the form of bringing individuals to you, and you will never ever fail. So practice staying in the now. All right, guys. So that's time I have for today. How did I get? Yes, I think I got your email about the crow. All right, guys. So listen, visit the website www.markhahon.com. Go ahead, register for your classes, free. Learn the mind, master it, and become creators of your true destiny. It's already yours. All right, guys. Thank you. And also the Facebook page. It's on Facebook, Quantum Consciousness Formula. Join. You can see the inspirations. You can see forth my daily inspirational quotes, my daily routine, the things I put there to help you guys to create more. Take advantage of all these things because they'll help you to create and master. Okay, guys? Thank you, and I'll do it live again. Bye-bye.